want to talk about a thing called the wall and how to get across it. This is a networking thing. It's actually a social thing. It's networking for business. It's even parties in your social life. Have you ever experienced this thing called the wall? Let's go to a party. Say you don't know a lot of people and you walk into the party. Nobody really greets you. Nobody moves out of the way and says, "Oh, come sit here and talk with us." And you have to kind of venture in with that awkwardness and try to win your way over. And there's this feeling that comes over you where you're kind of doubting yourself. It's this awkward discomfort. And what's at stake for you is acceptance. If you get invited in, you feel good about yourself, you feel accepted. Now, be honest, we're all to some degree over this, but it's still there. You still feel it. And whenever you network, you're basically betting your own sense of worth every time you go out and try to meet someone. I remember a networking event that I went to. I kind of faced the wall. I forced my way into a conversation, and I could kind of tell that the person didn't want to be in that conversation with me. And I just kind of felt bad about myself. This is a human experience from being outside the school of fish, trying to get inside the school of fish. We don't like being outside. We need to work our way in. I want to talk about some simple ways to change that forever. Now, you'll need to accept my assertion that that is a natural human thing. Now, there's some super assertive extroverts who just don't feel it, but most of us do. And not all of us are extreme extroverts. So we feel it at times. Now, if you start with the assumption that that is a normal, natural thing, it gets us to a really amazing way to totally flip the script on that entire process. If it's universal, if I have it, but so do you, then you can go to the network event to rescue people from that. Instead of going there hoping that you'll be included, go include someone else. Start with the assumption that the wall exists partially because they're uncomfortable too. In any party or networking event, why do you think they do so many networking events with drinks? They're trying to loosen people up from this fear. Look for the people that seem to be giving off that wall vibe and go in and rescue them. So I made a big shift for myself. I used to leave parties when I was much younger, feeling bad about myself or feeling good about myself. It was all whether I got accepted or not. Then I switched to going and rescuing other people from that. Now, when you go to a business networking event and you reach out to someone, business networking events usually are more inclusive. You're just basically giving them what they need by going up and talking to them. So you can break the wall down by recognizing that everybody is a brick in that wall, and you can go help someone else by the very nature of reaching out and talking to them. Now, there are two supplementary ideas that can support that idea. The first is joy. So when you get that wall experience and suddenly you feel that lack of inclusion, your emotions will go down, you will feel bad. So what you want to do is practice choosing that joy. If you can be happy and go in there, you have the vibe of someone who's exceeding. You have the vibe that doesn't tell them, "Oh, that person's nervous. Oh, that person is having an awkward moment." Joy, you come in with joy, and that happy vibe really makes you attractive. And it also is like, okay, you can include me or not. I'm just simply happy, which is the second enhancement that I want to give you. There's lots of talk in this world about self-love. This is time for self-love. Hey, you know what? I'm going to include myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to bring a healthy dose of self-love when I go in there so that I don't need you to give that to me. My goal is to reduce your burden. And I think what pushes people off, what creates the wall and makes it even worse, is our vibes are telling the people around us that we need something. I need your affirmation. I need your inclusion. That's a burden that no one necessarily asked for. So you know what? I'm going to love myself. And I'm going to bring that self-love into that room where I'm getting the wall. Nobody's making space for me. No one's inviting me in. I'm great because I'm going to love myself. Secondly, I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to be as happy as I can be. And just by being happy, I'm creating a magnetism that's probably going to get me across the wall. But none of that even matters, because my number one point is I'm going there to help you. You're dealing with the wall too. He's dealing with the wall. She's dealing with that wall. I use my EQ, my emotional intelligence, to spot who has got that experience, and I go rescue them. And by doing that, I have flipped the script and I have broken down the wall, and I'm going to break down the wall for you. And like everything I do in communication, I'm going to do it to help. It will come back to me. It will help me. And all you have to do is be there to help them.